There's a worm at the bottom of the garden, and his name is Wiggly Woo.
Hi Year 2, hope you're all well. Today I'm going to read you a story called Yucky Worms by Vivian French, illustrated by Jessica Allberg. One day when I was in Gran's garden, Gran dug up a slimy, slithery, wiggly worm. Yuck, I said, throw it away. Throw it away? Gran looked horrified. Would you throw away one of your friends? You can't be friends with a worm, I said. You can't even tell which end is which. Yes, you can. Watch. Gran put the worm down. It gave a kind of squirmy wriggle and disappeared really fast. Pointy end first. As the rounded end vanished, Gran said, "There goes its tail." I bent down to look and I could see it had left a tiny tunnel. Where's it gone? I asked. Home, said Gran. It's an earthworm. It lives in the earth. Does it eat earth too? I wanted to know. It eats tiny, tiny stones and bits of grit, Gran told me. But worms eat other things as well, like rotting leaves and flowers and fruit and dead insects. They especially like eating at night when it's cool. The stones and grit help to grind everything up in the worm's stomach, and then the worm poos it back out. Gran pointed at the flower bed. Look, can you see? I bent down and I saw a weird, long, curly worm made of earth. That's worm poo, Gran said. It's called a cast. You know when you recycle things? Well, worms do it too. There's a lot of goodness left in the things a worm eats, and when the goodness comes out again as poo, it helps plants to grow big and strong. And as the worms move about under and over the earth, the poo gets spread around the garden. That's why worms are my friends. Gran gave a thumbs up. It's not just their poo that's good for plants. The tunnels they dig loosen the soil so the roots can stretch out and the air and the rainwater can get in. But it's dangerous being a worm, Gran said. I stared at her. Dangerous? She smiled at me. Lots and lots of animals think worms make the best sort of dinner. Birds love them, and so do moles, badgers, frogs, hedgehogs and foxes. Even some slugs eat worms. And human beings slice them with spades and spike them with forks. It's a tough life. Cutting them in half doesn't hurt them, Gran, I said. They just turn into two worms and keep on growing. Gran shook her head. Poor worms. Lots of people think that, but it's not true. She put her fork down. Time for a snack. Gran had tea and I had orange juice. Can I dig a worm up? I asked. If it rains, Gran said, the worms will come up on their own. I took a biscuit. What if it doesn't rain? Gran winked at me. We'll use the watering can and pretend. I finished my biscuit as fast as I could. Can we trick the worms now? Gran went to fill the watering can and I watered the earth. Then I stood back. I didn't want worms chewing at my shoes. They only put their heads out, Gran promised, and it'd be a while before they do. Gran was right. I had time to eat 2 more biscuits before she said, Look! Wow, I said. I could just see the tip of the worm above the earth. Now watch this. Gran stamped and the worm disappeared. Did it see you? I asked. Gran shook her head. Worms don't have eyes. They feel vibrations though. A thump like that might mean a hungry bird landing. Danger! Gran dug her fork in the ground. Up came lots of earth and wriggly worms. She picked one up and she washed it in the watering can. Mustn't drop it, she said. They can't swim. Gran put the clean worm on some paper and held it near my ear. I could hear a tiny rustling noise. What's that? They're covered in little bristles, Gran said. The bristles and their muscles help them to move. I've got muscles too. I bent my arm so Gran could see. If you've got so many muscles, she said, maybe you'd like to help me plant my sunflower seedlings. Okay, I nodded, and then I thought of something. When I go to school on Monday, I'm going to say that I've got lots of new friends. Good idea, Gran said. Actually, I said, I might not actually say they're worms.
There's a worm at the bottom of the garden, and his name is Wiggly Worm.